Tropical Storm Beryl, soon to be Hurricane Beryl, has been intensifying as it's been in the Gulf, and it's about to hit the Texas coastline. This is an update video for Hurricane Beryl, or Tropical Storm Beryl, soon to be Hurricane Beryl. Here is Beryl currently. The outer bands have already started to impact the Texas coastline. We have storms. We've had storms here. We've had storms back over here, and even some closer to Beryl down here around the coast down this side. And it's only going to further intensify as it sits out here. However, the trough has not fully grabbed this hurricane yet, so it's going to intensify even more as time goes on. You can see further storm convection in the actual hurricane has developed, and it's trying to form an eye. You can see on the latest, there's this little dot in the middle that's trying to form an eye. We have all this back stuff over here that could form, that's going to wrap around this hurricane as it gets its act together out here in the ocean. If I go ahead and show, let's go ahead and take a look at let's go back to this. Now let's take a look at the graph models here. This is what most models are showing for intensity. They have, since the last video I made, they're more predicting it's not going to make Cat 1. However, a couple models are going straight up into the Cat 1 category up here upon making landfall. But it's currently predicting it's going to be a high-end tropical storm and just weaken off from there, rather than it intensifying to a Cat 1 and then weakening off. If we go and take a look at the spaghetti models, or the track models, this is not an official map. Seek official info. It's right up there. So this is just to use as a basic guide here. So 24 hours out, it's going to go towards Houston, Texas. It's going to hit the Bay Area, where 4 to 7 feet of storm surge could be recorded with the storm here. It's going to further intensify today and make landfall sometime tonight, maybe early tomorrow. Following that, it will catch a trough that has been sitting around here. It will catch a trough once it gets over to here, and that trough will bring it and fling it with it, bringing some general storms and rain throughout this area. Nothing significant, just throughout this area as it makes landfall, or as it weakens down and leaves. Another thing to be warned is rainfall totals could be up to 12 to 17 inches throughout this area upon landfall as the hurricane or tropical storm moves through. If we take a look at the pressure guidance, you will see it's currently at 996. They're saying it will strengthen to a 994, which means it will intensify upon landfall. And from there, it will take that turn and just weaken. And then it kind of gets a little chaotic, you can kind of see, but you can kind of see how some models have it going way, way out of hand, but you can see the general direction where it's going to go. It's going to take a hard right turn and just kind of skirt straight on out, not cause significant damage, like significant damage for the Texas coastline. Here is the projected path. This is the official path from the National Hurricane Center. Hurricane warnings are now in effect for that part of the coastline that is warned for 4 to 7 feet of surge. We have tropical storm warnings for further up the coastline, further and also further south, so down here and further up there. We have tropical storm warnings as the projected path is right here. The dotted outline represents being 4 to 5 days out, and the white represents 1 to 3. So we can confidently say it's going to hit near Houston, and and take this right hand turn. But then when it gets up here by Michigan, Ohio, and the Great Lakes, that's when it gets a little bit kind of on a little bit uncertain. However, a good I'm trying to find the correct words. It's going to go in a straight kind of path when the trough grabs it. So if we take a look now at another professional website called Weather Bell, here is the hurricane right here. This is the pressure here, and we can watch the pressure. This is the 12Z update. This is the newest run. This has it getting down to a 960, which won't happen. This is the mean sea level pressure, which is a bad way of interpreting it, but it's a bad way of looking at it. So let's take a look at the composite. So this is what it could look like here. So this is a good representation of it right now. It's very disorganized. This is not current. The satellite I showed at the beginning of the video is current. Here's the current storm. You can see some of these bands, which this actually has it off. The bands are over here, but this actually has it a little bit offset. Let me use the latest and newest run right here. So we have these bands that have been hitting the coastline here, and these bands are not meant to be significant or anything. And you can see as we run ahead here, just about landfall, you can see a small eye develops right there. And just as it hits, and that eye kind of becomes more predominant and more kind of made here. But that's why it's really not going to be as strong. If this was further out in the ocean and it was making landfall, it'd be much more significant. However, it's supposed to be a fairly low hurricane if it does make it to that. It's still trying to organize. Let's take a look at the HRRR here, and this is statewide here. You can here is let me zoom down the map here. Here is the green down here is Hurricane Beryl, or Tropical Storm Beryl. There's Beryl, and you can see it'll move into the coastline. You can see that right turn it makes right there. If we zoom down to South Texas, right here. Here, again, those hurricane warnings were placed somewhere here. Tropical storm warnings were up here, and further tropical storm warnings were there. Let me put this on a pink color so you can kind of get the gist of where those hurricane warnings are. These are not the exact location, but you can kind of get an idea of where they are. So here would be the hurricane. This would be about Cat 1 right here. You can see predominant eye right here. We have those heavy bands of rain stretching on that backside right here. Houston will be affected by this, but predominantly for strong winds. As it moves along shore, that eye does become more predominant, but after making landfall, this will rapidly weaken down to basically nothing. You see that eye kind of fades out. It does persist, though, with this. This HRRR run have a very strong line of storms on its kind of back right side as it moves along shore here. Along shore, you have this really kind of long section of possible severe storms stretching, which would have a chance a slight tornadic chance, and there is a tornadic chance for these frontal ones that we are gonna see here. Let's take a look at the future radar. So here's future radar. You can see hurricane makes landfall. Should be a low end Cat 1, nothing too significant. This is a much shorter video. This is kind of just an update, but you can kind of get a gist of where the hurricane's gonna go. It's going to hit right here for a broad area. It's gonna hit right there. And it'll catch that trough and it'll get pulled out of here. But yeah, so that's everything I have for today. That's about it. So thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Also share this with anybody that is unaware. And I will catch everybody in the next video. Goodbye.